We are live. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Linda Hales, and I am, for those of you that don't know me, I'm a high performance coach. And what I do is I help my clients go from where they are to where they want to be. I stand in that gap. I am their gap. There's something that makes high performers stand out from other people who set goals but never achieve them. And that is that they know exactly what to do every day and they stay on track so that they can achieve those goals. With me today, I have my client, an awesome success story, Estela Montes Torres. I'm about to bring her on the screen, but first, I want to go to Facebook and I want to share out the screen to my personal page because I know this is running on my business page. And you guys, look, you too can be successful, okay? I am not a professional streamer, but people don't hire me to be a professional streamer. They hire me to get results. So let me just go to my business page and share this out. And I'm about to bring Estela on the screen. And okay, here we go. Well, I thought that this was showing up on, maybe it is showing up on my personal page. Let me see. It is on my personal page. Yay. Okay. Look, you too can be successful. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Linda.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good. I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to
I
have
am
you
too.
here today. I love doing these client success stories, case studies, because it is important for us to be able to relate to other people. It's important for us to say, hey, if she did it, I can do it too. So I appreciate
Right.
you for coming on today and sharing your story because I know everybody is excited to hear. I just want to, real quick, it's 11:23. I know I told people we would go on at 11, but hey, technology sometimes doesn't work in our favor, and we were busy trying to get the technology to work for us today.
That's
So,
right.
Estela, let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Tell us, what made you invest in coaching for yourself? What made you say I need to hire a coach?
Um, well, I think there was a lot of things that happened in my life, and I learned about coaching a few years back. I had no idea that you could even hire a professional coach to help you get to the next level. And about 2.5 years ago, I started working at a company that offered coaching within the company. And
Okay.
I started seeing some agents that signed up for it. I sell real estate. So I started seeing some agents that signed up for it. And I saw their businesses just get better and better and better. So, I had listened to a lot of podcasts and I'd read some self help books. And I still listen to a lot of podcasts. And I had gone to some seminars and I just felt like there was something. Honestly, I thought there was something broken inside of me, and there probably was. And I needed a more personal touch. I needed a more one-on-one, and I was afraid of doing the expense at the beginning. And so, one of my biggest challenges to get over hiring you was investing in myself. It wasn't investing in you; it was investing in myself and understanding that I needed to have a person, a live person that could actually help me take all of the thoughts, all of the stuff that I was telling myself that I couldn't do and just put it like to where I could do it. And I just kept on thinking that. I thought, if Joe over there can do this, like, I don't see why I can't. I think I'm actually a little bit smarter and a little bit longer in the business with more experience. Why is he better than I am? I deserve that. So first of all, I cleared up that thought of comparing myself to others through different things that I did. And then I started analyzing what I could do for myself. And that's how I made the decision of investing in personal coaching or in business coaching.
Okay, great. Gosh, you said a mouthful. So let me break a couple of things down. First of all, can you tell the audience what is it that you do for a living?
I sell real estate, and I also give classes to young adults to help themselves to think bigger and grow larger at a younger age.
Awesome. But what you don't do is you are not an online coach or any
Oh,
type.
no, no. No.
You don't do anything online. You don't go live. You don't, right?
No.
Okay.
No,
I just
I'm
wanted,
actually really nervous.
I just wanted everyone to know, you're not an online coach. You're not a business coach. You are a realtor.
I'm a realtor. Yes, correct.
So, right. And then your passion is teaching young people how to think bigger, maybe be entrepreneurial and all that stuff.
Right. Hmm.
Okay. It's really important to know. You said another thing that was super huge that I've never heard you say specifically like that. You said, I thought I was broke. I thought I was somehow broken.
Hmm.
I thought I was a little bit broken. How does that sound like? What does that thought sound like? Like I'm broke. I think I'm broken. Why am I not
Right.
achieving
So,
results?
so the thought that comes in consistently is, I know how to do that. Why can't I do it? So my challenge was, I wanted to get into like sales that were, my average sale was about 125,000, and I wanted to break into the $300,000 sale. It's obviously almost three times the pay for the same amount of work, and sometimes less. And I kept on telling myself, you could do this. And I'd back away from my own, you could do this. And I would take a course or a seminar or a class that would teach you how to do it. So I had all the skills to be able to get into it, but I didn't have the self-confidence to do it, because in my head, the continual voice of saying, no, you're not good enough, or no, you're not going to fit into that certain area because you're too Mexican. They were all my own thoughts. And then, just little things that I would just tell myself consistently that would hold me back and hinder me from my success. And really, that's what it was, because the skills were there. And now that I see, it's like I see things so clearly. I see so many people that are in my industry that have the same problem. And it's not because they're Mexican, they're whatever it is that they're telling themselves that they are. Mine was, I was too brown. I live in an area where Hispanics, there's very few Hispanics here. I live in Omaha. And to break into that larger price range, it's not easy, but it's also not impossible. It's just, it takes a little bit of effort and a great coach. It doesn't take that much work, honestly.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So once you decided to invest in yourself with a coach, and how did you find me? How was it that you decided, okay, I'm going to do it with Linda?
Well, one of my very close friends, which you're coaching as well, Areli, went to a Jonathan Sprinkles event, and she met you there. And when she came back super excited talking about you, and she said, you have to hire her as a coach. Now, I was already in the process of hiring a coach when I was introduced to you, so it was already at the top of my mind. And when Areli started talking about you, it almost seemed like there were so many things that I had in common with you. I was a church translator like you had. I just felt like I had some things in common. And not only that, but I just felt like you would understand some of my struggles.
Why did you feel that I would understand some of your struggles?
Because you're a woman and you're a minority. And we know our struggles. We know the things that we have to go through. We know the things that we have to fight through. And more than that, we know the mindset that we build around ourselves that's false. And only one person that's broken it can help another person break it, in my opinion. I mean,
Somebody who's already walked that walk.
exactly. And at the moment I met you, I was like, oh hell yeah, she's the one. I interviewed three people, and I chose you because I still think you're awesome.
Thank you so much. I think that is so awesome, because if you're watching, I want you to understand, right? We're so used to, I'm gonna take a break, Estella, and talk to the audience. We're so used to watching live streams and being in the online coaching world that
Hmm.
we neglect that there's a real world of business out there where people are vetting. Okay. So Estella was interviewing me when she got on my um discovery call, right? I was asking her questions because I needed to know if I can get her a result. I don't take on any clients ever that I know I cannot help. And
Right.
she was also interviewing me, like, do I like her? Can I get along with her? Is her personality type, cool? Is she over the top, or whatever she was looking for? And she told me, okay, she told me, I'm going to be interviewing some other people. And I did not say this to her, But I know this. But I know this when I speak on a stage and there's other speakers, and or I go anywhere and there are people coming behind me. I'm not bragging, but it's really kind of hard to outdo me because I bring the energy. I'm just different. This is my gift.
Yeah.
And I'm not faking. So I feel bad literally sometimes when people come behind me and they speak, and it's kind of hard to follow that. So
Right.
I didn't tell her, but I'm like, you interview, you ain't gonna meet nobody like me, girl. No. And so
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you, Linda, that was big. That was really impactful for me because as a realtor, I sit there and I compete with three other agents, and I always wonder how people look at my face when they're telling me, yeah, we've got, three other interviews after you, and so I wanted to see. I said, this is what I deal with on a day to day basis. How will she respond? And you were confident. You were just about what you were going to do, and you were confident. We ended the call. And I almost told you right then and there, by the way, I'm going to hire you. But I was like, no, I have to keep those other two commitments that I had with the other two people. But I knew I would hire you. I loved your style. Yeah.
Well, I am excited. I'm so glad that you did. For the people that are watching that are coaches, and right, we are, as a coach, my job is to close a sale on the call. Like, I'm trying to see, are we moving forward? So Estella can tell you that I wanted her commitment, right? But when she said what she said, I still said, okay, then what's going to happen when you interview these people? And she gave me a time frame, and I told her that I would follow up.
Right.
And so if you're watching and you're a coach or a realtor, right, we know the money is in the follow-up.
It
So
is
I
always.
followed up with Estella, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching from the coaching perspective and you're watching how I do business, I followed up with her. And I followed up with her when I said I would.
Right. And
And
right on
it's
time, too.
on time. And now Estella did what a lot of people do. She saw my message sitting in the messenger and she left it there for a little bit because
Hmm.
that would mean I have to make a decision. Oh, right. And I'll let her talk a little bit more about that. So, what has been the outcome of working with me? Tell me tell us what the outcome of working with me has been.
Ooh, well, business for sure has gotten a whole lot better. Now, business is not what I guess I was looking for. Um, the biggest thing that happened was I was trying to think of how I would explain that this morning about how it is that I feel that this happened. So it was almost like I could see this world that I wanted to live in. I could see, ooh, I don't want to get emotional, but I probably will, and it's okay.
It is.
This world that I wanted to live in. And it almost felt like it was a realm that I couldn't enter. I don't know when it was the precise moment, but I remember there was this thing that happened to me where it was almost like this invisible ball around me that was holding me back shattered. And I took 3 steps in, and I all of a sudden entered this realm of possibilities. And all of a sudden, I started thinking to myself, all you needed was somebody to tell you could do it. And all you needed was somebody to give you like some instructions on what you needed to do. And I've had bosses and all that, but I mean, somebody that could really break that, you could do it. Like this inner energy that nobody can see but the person that has it, that holds them back. And that just shattered one day. It just like when you started coaching me, you called me out on a few things. And I started thinking, I just went to bed and they just echoed in my ear all night long. One morning I got up and I looked at myself in the mirror and I told myself, this is it. This is the moment of truth. Either you are who you say you are and you're going to do the things that you want to do, and you've hired somebody to help you through that and has given you instructions, or you're fake. Which one is it? And I just felt like this thing shattered all around me. And I just felt like that. I felt like almost like I walked into a realm. And out of that realm, all this stuff started happening, like business that I had been working on and things that I had been wanting in my life just started like coming together. And I no longer know what it's like to live in that defeated low self-esteem, I can't do it, bullshit that I was telling myself. I can't do it anymore. Like I've actually like tried to have a pity party and I'm like,
You
you're
can't even do it. You can't go
you
back.
can't do it. And so I just felt like this, it was almost like an energy realm, like something I don't know, it's like a cartoon type thing if I were to tell you how I envisioned it in my mind, where it's just something that I just walked out of and a different place that I walked into. And that's the biggest thing you did for me, Linda. Business as well. And I've always wanted business to be well, but more than anything, I wanted to feel like I could inside of myself. So,
And thank you so much for sharing that because, yes, your business benefited from it because you
mm-hmm,
were, when I first met you, you were working so hard, listing
mm-hmm,
many low priced homes just to make barely $3,000 commissions in a month,
right.
just to
Mm-hmm,
make it, right? And so
mm-hmm,
then when I think it's important, people love to hear the numbers, even though that was just a byproduct of what happened for you. It wasn't the reason why you came on board. You didn't say, I want to make more money, but you ended up going from $2,000 months and then $3,000 months and then $5,500 months and then a $14,000 month.
right. Mm-hmm,
And that happened because if you're a Christian and you're watching this interview right now, right, the Bible says that faith without works is dead.
right.
So we always have faith. Estella had a lot of faith because she knew that she had the skill set to do real estate, but she didn't know why. And the reason why, she believed that she was too Mexican. I'm too brown. I'm a woman. I'm a minority. I don't speak like these people. I don't dress like them. I don't look like whatever story she was telling herself was preventing her from taking the steps. So she had a lot of faith because she had confidence in the fact that she is a good realtor, but she wasn't taking the steps because she didn't believe that she could do it because I know how to do it. I just don't think I can because they're going to look at me weird.
Mm,
And so that if you're not a Christian and you believe in vibrations and frequencies and the law of attraction, then that's exactly what happened. And the truth is, you don't have to be a universalist or a Christian, but just the psychology of success
right.
dictates that when you give permission, when Estella is talking about this thing that she shattered, she gave herself permission to do the thing. And when you do that, it almost feels like you enter into this quantum leap, into this place where everything is coming at you. Success, 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 success.
Yeah.
$300 listings and the right people. You just happen to meet the right connecting.
Right.
You just met the
Right.
right guy, and it was the right money, and it was the right conversation, and it was
Yeah.
the millionaire that wants to invest in you in Mexico, and right, and you feel like, whoa, how did this happen? Because you gave yourself permission and you entered that zone. And I don't care what you believe. You could believe in the Bible, you could believe in Muhammad, you could believe in the universe, or you could just believe in the psychology of success. And
Yeah.
what Estella came for was to master her psychology.
Yeah.
What is the one thing, it's my favorite thing that you say, I called you out on? It's funny as all get out.
I remember one day I told you, "Oh, I do this because I'm an Aries." And oh my gosh, you know what, Linda? I was actually, my head was filled with that. Everything that, so many things that I did, I could call it out. Oh, I'm just being like the crazy little Aries I am. Because I hear, you can only hear that so often from different people before it becomes a little contagious.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's bold enough to say, you're not going to give me that shit. You don't do things Aries, you do things because you're a Stella. And you know what? And then boldly call me out on it because my personality type needs it that way. And so when you did that, I really did. I started thinking, how many things do I blame on what birth month I was born? And then all the things that went along with that. I was born late. So my parents used to tell me when I was little, little, like a year, like little, oh, you're always late. And I was always late, and it's like, oh, you were born under a stressful star. Somebody told me a long time ago, you were born under a stressful star. That's why your life is always so stressed out. Well, it's like, oh, so then it made,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
okay,
can blame
then I just accept this, right?
and I can just blame something outside of
Right.
me
Right.
But when we do that, we don't have to take ownership.
Right. We don't, and then we don't have to take responsibility. We don't have to work on it ourselves. We can just continue to blame everything on whatever it is that we're now believing when it's always up to us. It's always in our control.
Right. Even when the people, and I know people say it with a good thing, like, I'm just going to wait on God. I'm just going to pray about it. We don't wait on God in my coaching.
Right.
You can pray about it when you get out, when you get off this phone call, you can pray about it, but we're not waiting on God. We're going to do this work because God blesses the work that you do.
Right. He does.
Right. So, would you mind sharing the one time that you got to the listing, to the showing late, and the person said they were not going to do business with you because you got there late?
Oh, so I showed up to an appointment late, and yeah, I did have somebody tell me, I'm not gonna. You're late. I was a minute late, literally. Like, it wasn't like 25 minutes or 15, like, our call today. It was like, and it wasn't because of technology. They didn't care. They just said, you know what, if you're gonna show up to this late, then you're also gonna be late on everything else. They said, and we just don't want to deal with that. And so that was a life changer for me. It was either like, do you want that to happen again? And it was no longer about being an Aries. It was about taking responsibility about my time and not squeezing in one more thing before I go to that appointment. That's all it was. It wasn't that I was born under a stressful star, that any of that BS that I had heard all my life. It was because I always wanted to put one more thing in the middle of my next appointment because I thought I had enough time to get it done so that I wouldn't have to do it afterwards. It's like, I think a lot of people do it. And, I think you said it one time. I heard you say this, it doesn't matter if you're a 1 minute late person or a 2 minute late person or a 5 minute late person, you're a late person, and there's no 1 minute early person. You're just on time. There's not a 5 minute early person. You're just on time. So it's like, that was a big eye opener for me. And I don't use excuses. I can't. It's like, now when I try to tell myself excuses, I can hear you echo in my mind, like,
You know what's really interesting? Every single one of my clients, I have one that texts me and she's like, I can hear you now. Just stop it. I literally can hear your voice.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, and I'm just gonna say it to the audience, like I said it to you. There are variations of late. There's people that are 5 minutes late and 15 minutes late and 30 minutes late, but there is no variation of on time.
Right.
You're on time. So I'm glad that you learned that. That's so key, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And you learned that you truly were not managing your time efficiently.
Right.
That's what you learned. So how many times did you hear about me before you decided to, work with me?
Well, I'll tell you, the moment that Aurelie left and she said, you need to hire her, I said, what's Aurelie talking about? Now, I love Aurelie, but Aurelie's a lot younger than I am. So, sometimes and it's not only her. A lot of people tell me, this or that. And I do my own little research on the side. So I Googled you. I said, I'm going to check this girl out. What is she talking about? So I Googled you and I went into your TEDx talk about procrastination. And I was like, no. You do not take the prize in procrastination, girlfriend. That's me. We're going to fight over this. And I just, I just told myself, like, this girl is like, you don't stand on stage. Like, courage doesn't mean that you're not afraid. Courage means that you're afraid and you still do it. And I said, and she got up there and she spoke her heart out about something that everybody deals with. And then I watched a few of your videos that you have online, and I was enamored by you. I was like, you know what? I love her personality. I don't need somebody to be really sweet to me and tell me what I need to do and give me a list. And I need somebody that's bold, because I'm bold. And so I wanted somebody that had like a strong personality that could actually call me out on my game. I didn't realize I was playing a game, but I needed somebody to call me out on my game. I knew there was something wrong, and I thought it was broken. I didn't understand what I was doing to myself. And I needed somebody to call me out on that. Business is business, money comes and goes. But what you believe about yourself, that's what makes you.
Absolutely. And so if you're listening and you're watching, I want you to listen to what Estella said, right? Again, we're so used to doing business online. Estella does not do business online. Estella, she lists real estate and she sells real estate. Estella is used to seeing thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars being written down on a
Mhm.
on a deal. She's used to seeing a lot of money come and go. Listen to what she said. Money comes and goes. Money was not the thing to her, but it really was, because when I asked her to make the investment in working with me, was it the largest investment that you had ever made with a coach?
Right. It
It
ha-
was.
it was. It was the largest
Now,
investment I had ever made on to myself.
in yourself,
In myself.
exactly.
Hmm.
Now, Estella doesn't know that I'm going to say this, and I want to honor her as a woman, as a mom, as a professional, as my client. What was real amazing was that Estella had a daughter. Estella only had one child, and Estella's daughter passed away. Estella is now raising her grandson.
I am.
And Estella made the decision to invest in herself with me on Mother's Day.
I didn't know.
On on It was so powerful to me that when I saw, I can't even say it without getting teary-eyed. When I saw the notification that Estella had made the investment and she paid in full, and it was on Mother's Day, when it was a day that I don't know, I can't relate to any mom that has lost their child. I don't think that any parent should bury their kid. I don't know how I would. If you guys see my stories and my Facebook, I am a mom. It's what I was put on earth to be. I was not put on earth to be a CEO. I was put on earth to be a mom. And then I decided to be a CEO.
Mhm.
So for her to have woken up on Mother's Day and whatever she was feeling, I don't know. But one thing that she did was she stepped out on faith and she made the largest investment that she had ever made into herself. And she did that on Mother's Day. And I honored that. When she did that, Estella knows that we have this different type of connection.
Yeah.
She's not just my client. We
Yeah.
definitely have developed a friendship. And I honor her for that. My level of respect went through the roof for her, for not, I would have used that as, okay, look, it's a bad day for me to make an investment. I'm not even gonna think about this. But it was early in the morning and I got the notification that she was ready to go. And I just was blown away by that. So I just wanted to honor you for that. And
Thank
I
you.
wanted to let you know that that was amazing, that you pushed through whatever you were feeling that day, because I'm sure it is not something that you don't think about on Mother's Day, right?
Well, so Mother's Day is always a part of you coaching me was when I lost Isabel. I want to tell you there's like this split in my life. There's like a before her death and then after her death. And I think one of the things that happened to me when she passed away, because I did a lot of church things, I felt cursed. I really felt cursed, and that's something that when I talked to you about it, like I hadn't really said that to anybody because I didn't want to admit that I felt that way to anybody. You were the first person that I ever told that to, because it is a there's no challenge that's stronger in life. Nothing. I've dealt with I've been divorced. Life happens to all of us. I've been injured and all that stuff. But that injury is one of those injuries that you have to find what good comes out of it. You really do. You have to soul search if everything works for good, how does that work for good? And I can see that. And Isabel has always been with me. And maybe she's the one that encouraged me on that Mother's Day to say, do this, mom, do it for yourself. Because I woke up with it in my mind. And I didn't wake up that morning with it's Mother's Day and you're going to have a shitty day today. I woke up that morning and I thought, I've got to pay this for myself because Angel is now my son. My grandson is now my son. And I have to set good examples for him. The best.
And you're doing such a great job. He literally is like in the background listening to our coaching sessions.
Yes, he does. He loves you.
I take that into consideration
Mm-hmm.
because, and this interview is not about my kids, but people always ask me, how did you raise the kids that you did? And I'm like, they've always been getting coached vicariously through my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And Angel is learning a lot of stuff vicariously through when you and I go live. Right
Mm-hmm.
there in that same chair is where all the transformation has happened for you.
It
And
has.
I think it's great. Um, if you could say anything to anyone who is sitting on the fence about investing in themselves with a coach, what would you say to them?
I would tell you personally, I will never live my life without a coach. I just think it's it's an investment in yourself that if you don't do in yourself, you'll have the what if in your mind the rest of your life for however long it takes you to actually hire the coach. And the results that you'll get are it's a fraction. Like hiring a coach is like hiring a personal trainer. You pay the personal trainer a fraction, a really small fraction, to get these huge results. They don't even fit in the screen to get these huge results, right? And so, what happens when you hire a coach is, one of the things that you might have that's in the back of your mind, and the reason why you're sitting on the fence is probably, I don't know, maybe it could be the same thing that I had, that I didn't want to talk about what my fears were. I didn't want to like really confront them and talk and, be vulnerable and really put them out on the table and then have to take responsibility and also have to show my business and also have to show my weaknesses, all of that, and the vulnerability that you're going to be able to have the transformation. But it's so worth it, actually, even understanding yourself, like, because you're thinking certain things about yourself. And we all do this to ourselves, no matter what's happened in your life, whether you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth or you've had struggles and ups and downs in life. We all struggle and our struggles are really inside of ourselves because we think certain things about ourselves and we trash talk ourselves all the time. Everybody does it. Now that I've met enough people and have talked to enough people, people hold themselves back from their dreams because they choose to. So choose not to. Like, there's two choices you can make. You can make this choice of, oh, I'm afraid of spending the money. You're going to spend it anyway. It's going to go somewhere. At the end of the year, the whatever amount of money that Linda's charging, you're not going to have it in your bank account. You're going to spend it somewhere. Spend it wisely. Spend it on yourself, grow yourself, develop yourself, because the feeling of defeating the wicked voice in your mind that always tells you you can't has no price. It is the incredible person that comes out of you that actually says, you know what? I just a little bit of faith at a time and a little step at a time, and those little quantum leaps that create those huge changes all start with having a coach. They start with having some leadership in your life that can guide you, that can be honest with you, and that's going to really have your best interests first. It's not they're not working on transforming themselves; they're helping you. And so, I can definitely say that I'm actually saying, here's my next level of income, and now my next coach is going to be a personal trainer because I have an injured body and I just can't go to the gym and work out with anyone. So I need somebody that helps me pull out of having a lot of physical pain, and it's not going to be a bunch of pills. It's going to be physical training. So I'll hire my next coach is going to be a physical trainer, and now I just don't see myself not having somebody of value like that in my life.
Now we're going to end with this because I know we're going to have another call like this next year. One of the things that came out of this coaching that you were not expecting was a true passion of
Yes.
yours, and it birthed a business.
Yes.
And because you and I were done working this month, we're done
Yes.
working,
Right.
and we're not gonna have a talk about what that took, but it was an investment that was like 4 times the investment that you first made with me.
Right.
And obviously, we'll be working longer than 90 days together, but I cannot wait to come back next year and do another case study with you as to what happened after we were done working together and you felt like, I don't want to be without a coach. I have birthed
Mhm.
a new dream and I need you to help me put it together. And we are putting it together.
Right.
And how fantastic is that?
And you know what, Linda? On a side note, I want to tell you that I do want to let the audience know one thing. If you work for a corporation that does offer you coaching, really dig deep into understanding what kind of coaching they're going to give you, because we have coaches in our organization. But I know that my coach, that coach that I would have hired, they were going to help me get my numbers up. You know, they were going to help me strategize a business plan to get more sales done, because no company's not the number one company and everybody wants their company to grow. Like, I get that. You know, I'm a product of my environment and, you know, the training that I get and all that stuff. But, you know, I didn't need business coaching to teach me how to sell real estate. I've been doing it for a long time. I needed a coach that would help me, only me, without any interest in the company that I work for. I wanted the interest to be in me. And that's probably one of the other strongest reasons that the first one was that I was enamored by you. I loved everything how you did things, but that was the next one that I was like, you know, as I'm hiring this coach, why would I want to hire a coach within my organization? And why would I want to hire a coach outside of my organization? And I'm going to tell you, Linda, I was just telling 3 other agents yesterday, I am 175% happy that I hired you outside of the organization, because my doubt was, you're not a real estate coach and you like tripled my business, like tripled, like 3,000%, you know, whatever that is, you know. And so without real estate, it wasn't real estate coaching that I needed. It was
It was
mindset
mindset.
that I needed, you know. And so without this, I couldn't have done anything. So don't, when you're starting to look at that stuff, look at what, like, really sit down, like, stop, just like put a pause on life, stop and really think, what is the problem? If the problem is your business, then it's your business. But if the problem is your mindset, and that's what it's, I really truly believe that's where it always is. Hire somebody that's got your back, that's going to benefit you,
Hmm.
just your business. Your business will grow when you grow. When your mindset is shattered from all the crap you've been telling yourself to all the good stuff you really are and all the powerful things that you really have inside, it'll just reflect on your business. So thank you, Linda. That's it.
Come on, that's what's up. I love it. Estela, thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you. Yes, I am a Puerto Rican woman. I cannot hide that I am Hispanic. I've never tried to hide it, but one thing that I had not done truly was be more present for my women, for my
Mm-hmm.
people, for my girls. And
Mm-hmm.
there's so many Hispanic women, Black women, women of color, brown women that
Mm-hmm.
need to say, she's doing it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
I decided to show up boldly. I have learned so much about myself, even coaching you. So thank you so much. I love you to pieces. It's it's really an honor to know you and to be your coach. And thank you so much for showing up here today and being vulnerable. And here's to the future.
Amen. Woo!
All right.
All
Stick
right.
around, Estela. I'm gonna stop the live stream, but I'm gonna stay in the broadcast room with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.